All right. What's good, everyone? Today we have Jen from Block by Jax, which I'm sure everyone is here for, and not my little intro. So I'll keep it short today, but subscribe, follow, and turn on notifications wherever you listen to your podcast or if you're watching on YouTube. At the end of each week, we catch up on all things Bravo TV and major pop culture moments with special guests. Sometimes we have other super fans from Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Sometimes we have Bravo Lebs themselves. Last week we had Larry from Bravo by Gays. Love him. Make sure you go check out that episode. The link will be in the show notes, but also stay tuned for upcoming episodes with Blonde Hair, Black Heart, Side Piece Show, and Bravo Bitch Fest. Make sure to sign up for the Bravo and Blaze newsletter. Link is in the show notes. And make sure you go to cannabismomboss.com to sign up for notifications of the upcoming launch of the Cannabis Mom Boss podcast, where we provide a safe space for cannabis consumers to feel empowered on their journey of coming out of the green, quote unquote, green closet. I'm your host, Jenny Blaze, and this is Bravo and Blaze. Stay lit, fam.
People function better when they're high.
Hey, baby gorgeous. Welcome to Bravo and Blaze, where we're going to get lit off all the latest happenings going on in the Bravo TV world. This is a safe and uncensored space to discuss our love for everything 420. So grab your can of goodies and let's get lit. Am I sweating?
I had to turn my air off because it's so loud that like you wouldn't be able to hear me. And like I have to do that with Zooms too for work. So I'm like fucking dying.
Oh my gosh.
And these like fluffy pillows that are hot too.
So you're like stuck to it, like the hair.
Yeah, I'm like actually stuck to it. I just like am attached now to the device of my pillows.
Oh, yikes. All right. So everyone, we have Block by Jax here. Or sorry, let me redo that. Hi, everyone. We have Jen from Block by Jax here today. Thank you for being here again.
Of course.
Oh, it's always fun to have you. So first things first, let's jump into it. Update on Jax. What's going on?
Such a fucking idiot. Like he did like a Q&A the other day, and it's so funny because I look at his Q&A questions and I'm like, no one's asking you this. Like, no one's asking you. People are probably like trolling you and you're blocking them. And by the end of that, you only have like 3 actual questions that you would answer. And he like answered 2 about a TV show. And like the first one was like just him creepily smiling. Like he looked like the Joker. And the second one, he was like, I can't wait to tell you guys, like, we're just not allowed to say anything yet. I'm like, I feel like you've been saying that for 2 years.
Yeah, he has, right? This isn't the first time they've said it. That's why I'm like, I don't know what to believe. And also, like, if it's coming from Jax himself, like,
I'm like terrified at the thought of him being on TV again. I wonder what network would support this. And I'm like,
TLC for sure.
I'm like, what network? Like, why can't you say anything? You can't even say, yes, we have a show.
I mean, yeah, he should be able to say like we're filming, but can't say the network or whatever.
Not filming. Like they don't do anything ever. Like, what does he do? Like, are they being filmed giving their son an iPad? Are they being filmed watching him like bitch about the lawn? Like, what are they?
Maybe they're filming Britney's weight loss.
Oh, that sounds so even worse than like a Jack show.
I'm sorry. Like, I don't like to bust on people, but there was this one picture of Britney recently, and somebody, I gotta go find it. It was so hilarious. A Bravo fan account commented, for the love of God, can you please like edit or cover Britney's camel toe next time? Like, it was bad. It was bad. But I was like, I almost peed my pants when I read that.
Britney's camel toe.
Oh gosh, but I feel bad for Britney for being married to Jax.
She like clearly is medicated or something, or just really enjoys him, because so I don't feel bad for her. You did this to yourself.
Oh man. So do you follow like Stassi at all and that drama that's going on?
Yeah, I think it's hilarious. And I honestly do not even know why in the first place you would ever befriend your ex and like invite them to your wedding. Like they had such a toxic relationship.
I know. I thought it was weird that they were friends to begin with because of their past. It was
Right.
just like,
And then
why
you're
are
like
you guys
30
friends?
people at your wedding and like he's one of them.
It's so weird. Yeah. So what even happened? Why didn't they go? Did they have an excuse?
I guess like Jax was telling a lot of people beforehand that he wasn't going, but he was telling Stassi and Bo we're going. But he
Oh,
was
that's
telling
the
like
worst.
Bo's best friends that he wasn't. So they would be like, people are saying you're saying this. And he'd be like, no, I'm not. And then they like, I guess, showed him screenshots and he was like, okay, yeah, I did say that. But, and then they were saying it couldn't go because like Cruz didn't have a passport. And then like her mom was going to watch him, but then there was a death in the family. So the mom couldn't come watch him. And like just all, but like they didn't cancel until like the day of, when they
So
clearly knew the
annoying.
whole time they weren't going, but they just
That's
like,
so annoying. That is
know.
super like just say I'm not going.
I know.
Don't like it's not the end of the world. To
It really
think that
is.
you're like that
I-
important and like, oh my gosh, the whole wedding is gonna be ruined if Jax doesn't come.
And I'm like, if there was a death in the family, I'm shocked that Britney didn't post like, oh, rest in peace, like Mima or whatever. But like they're just so full of shit. It was probably like their cousin's stepmom's brother's dog that died, and they're like, there was the death in the family. We can't go to the wedding.
Oh my gosh. So, I mean, this week we have obviously our normal shows like Atlanta, Married to Med was on. Below Deck is like weird for me because the whole Peacock thing and like I'm just confused. I think everyone's confused. They started it last season, I think, with Sandy's season, right? They like showed it a week before and like, but Bravo was seeing it a week later and
It's so bizarre.
I hate it.
I don't even watch it like ahead of time on Peacock. I honestly like forgot that the episodes would even like be there. So I've just been watching it in real time. But then people are like, wait, this is a repeat. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I don't think it is.
That
And
happened to me last time. And so this time I've been watching like when they come out and it's just, it messes everything up. I don't like it.
does.
I don't like it.
And then people
tried
like
both ways.
tell you spoilers and shit. And
Yeah, it's just annoying. So do better, Bravo and Peacock.
yeah,
But also we had and I also don't like how they're like doubling up on Sunday with Atlanta and Married to Med. Then we have like Monday and Tuesday that are just weird, like because of Below Deck. And then Wednesday we have two Housewives. We have Beverly Hills and then Dubai. It's like a lot.
I don't
And
like
then
how they're doing that.
I wish it would
Tuesdays
spread it
become
out.
like old Peacock shows that were original, like only for Peacock, now
Yeah.
on Bravo. That's what Tuesday is, because it was
I hate
Miami,
it.
then Real House
Yeah.
Girls Trip, then now it's Below Deck Down Under. Like it's
Yeah.
Tuesday night is
They're
this
like
thing. And
discriminating against Tuesday.
they should put that Below Deck Down Under after Below Deck Med. Like that should be at 8.
I think they do. That's
No,
the
on
also the
Tuesday.
confusing part because they do like Below Deck Med, then a Watch What Happens Live, and then they show like either, I don't know, maybe last week's Below Deck Down
Well, like
Under.
new Down Under is on
Yeah.
Tuesday when it should just be after Below Deck Med,
It's
and they
just
should have a
so-
separate housewife on Tuesday. Like
It's just so annoying. I
such a
hate
shit
it. I
show.
wish it would just spread out the Housewives so everything wasn't like a lot at the beginning of the week and then at the end of the week. But and then we also have Southern Charm, but even like regardless of all the shows that we have going on, there's also all this crazy stuff going on behind the scenes in Bravo. Like Jason Cameron from Winter House and Caroline Brooks from Dubai are reported to be dating. Did you see that one?
Are you serious?
Yeah. and because the Dubai ladies are filming the reunion, or did yesterday. And so she was in town, and then they posted a photo together. That was very friendly.
That is so random. Like, I don't even
Bravo
have
world.
an opinion, because it's like, I don't even know what to make of it. I'm sure that'll work out. Dubai, New York.
So another thing that came out is that Teresa allegedly is getting a 4-episode wedding special, which I think is interesting. Her wedding is supposed to be what, like the first or second week in August?
Yeah, it's like coming up.
Yeah, and this Sunday she's gonna be at the Saratoga Race Track. I know that because I live nearby and I'm thinking about going, but I was like, I would not want to do that a week before my wedding if I'm filming a 4-episode wedding special. Like, why is she even doing that right now?
I heard that the wedding special is not even going to really have much of the ceremony and reception in it.
Do you think they'll be filming this weekend at
It
Saratoga?
actually could be, because I feel like,
Thought about
I
that.
forget where I saw this, but they were saying it's not going to be a lot of wedding footage. It's going to be a lot about like getting ready for the wedding and that drama. And then like we'll see like snippets of the wedding. So they could be filming. It's like
So
coming
I
up.
should go.
You should, and then just like wave in the background and be like,
Yeah.
"Let me make you a bridesmaid." She makes like anyone a bridesmaid except Melissa.
I'm sorry. There was a video that was released recently where Melissa, it was like a TikTok or something with the guys dancing. And I couldn't help but notice, like, I was so fixated on the fact that her bathing suit had suspenders, and I like still can't get over it.
From Envy.
I don't know if I've seen a bathing suit with suspenders before. And it's just like, I can't stop thinking about it.
It's like not cute. I feel like I'm looking at it right now. Oh,
boy.
that's weird.
Right? It is.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm looking at
The
it. Maybe it's not.
jumper.
Is
I don't
it? I don't know. But in other news, Erika Jayne has a lot going on this week, or Erika Jayne, whatever I want to call her. Have you been following that at all?
That was like the most amazing video I've ever seen. I love how she says thank you, like when they get it to her. Like doing
Oh man.
for her.
Dude, there's so much weird stuff coming out that I don't, and anyone who's listening, do not take this as fact, because I don't deep dive and I don't know what the facts are. But what I think I heard, I'm trying to use the right words, allegedly she got served with like a $50 million lawsuit. They also bought the Spelling estate or mansion or whatever, which I don't understand at all. And then I also heard that Tom is an immigrant, an illegal immigrant from
where?
Italy.
Canada, like from Italy.
From
That
Italy, apparently. And like,
is it like a Joe Giudice situation where he moved here when he was like 1 and just like never got
yes. But like, if Juicy Joe got deported, I feel like Tom Girardi should be too.
He probably should. I wonder if they just won't, because he's like literally on death's door. But like,
he's faking it.
Like they would bring him to Italy and you would probably just have like no fucking clue where he was. Or
true. I mean, technically he's like legally incoherent or something, like
drop
unable.
him off with a bag and like start a new life.
With like, what do they call those? Like this
like the
branch and the handkerchief. There's a name for it.
Hitchhiker bag. Yeah.
You cannot. I mean, I totally did that when I was young. I'm sure I'm not the only one. You're like, my stuffed animals, I'm gonna run away from home, and then oh, good old days. So in other news, though, Mike from Shaw's, he got charged with domestic violence.
Did he like 14 counts of it, right?
Something really insane. Again, I don't look into all these things in detail, but Reza and Gigi went live yesterday, and I was like,
what?
Well, they wouldn't talk about Mike, but they told the whole story about them being like canceled. And so this is how it went down. If anyone didn't join that live.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Reza, MJ, and Gigi were on a Zoom call with the network. I don't know. They didn't say specifically like who it was, producers or whatever. And they basically broke the news to them by saying that they're going to go on pause. And that very similar to Dorinda, right? And we're even justifying it, trying to spin it, make it sound like it's a good thing. Like, oh, Atlanta went on pause for a year. And then Reza, MJ, and Gigi all, I mean, according to their live yesterday, all had different responses. Reza said he was hyperventilating. He was like, we're done. Like he knew that they were canceled, but they kept saying, no, you're on pause. And so he was like freaking out. And then Gigi, he said, was like actually really rational and was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then, yeah. And then MJ was just like repeating everything they said, like in like not understanding what's going on, I think. So Reza is so salty though, because they're still all going to BravoCon. And he was like, what are we going to do at BravoCon? Like, how weird is it that we got canceled?
And now you're going, right. Like are the Dallas Housewives going to BravoCon? Probably not, right?
Hope not. But I think they are doing something with those three from the Shaws, because
I wouldn't even want to go. People are just going to ask them about Mike.
I know, right? I mean, everyone was asking about Mike in the comments, but what else happened? Oh my gosh. They were just cracking me up. Oh, so Reza said after they got off that phone call, they're in their mind, they're like talking to each other and saying like, oh, we're on pause. But then Reza talked to someone from like, who was on some production team or something. And the first thing they said was, sorry, you got canceled.
So he's like speaking it probably.
He's like, and then TMZ released a post saying, or like a whole announcement saying that Shaw's got canceled. And Reza's so salty about it because he goes, TMZ never ever makes announcements about shows getting canceled.
I know, like ever. I don't think they're coming back. I think it was one of those shows that like wasn't really that great anymore. And they were kind of, I still like really the trio. Place.
Yeah, Mike ruined the whole thing, in my opinion. I mean, if I was Bravo, this is what I think happened. Mike is Mike and is most likely to be on Dateline someday. But he, after the police got involved, I think Bravo probably was like, let's scrap this and move on. Like, it's not worth it anymore, especially if not only do they have to do like PR control and stuff like that, that's a lot of work. But then on top of it, what if the police want like footage of Mike and, whatever. So like, I can imagine they're just like, forget this.
Still with him.
What's that, Paulina?
Yeah.
I guess she's supporting him and I don't get it.
Fuck.
I just want to like shake Paulina and be like, girl, you're in danger. Yeah, it's bad. And then at the oh my God, their last reunion, remember when he announced that they were engaged? And it was like the creepiest like I felt scared when he
so weird.
Like Paulina looked like she was gonna cry, or that she was like, I want to be like, blink if you're in danger. Like
I know, it's like so concerning.
It is. It's bad. But on a maybe lighter note, I don't know if this is lighter. I thought this was pretty funny though, but Chef Rachel Hargrove from Below Deck called out Austen Kroll from Southern Charm.
He actually DM'd me yesterday before this all happened.
Shut up. Tell me everything.
So like he hates me.
Wait, he messaged you or she did?
He messaged me.
He did?
So he had messaged me on my old account and like sent me like a novel saying I was like a liar because I said he was the douchiest like Bravo celeb I ever met, and like sent me this whole thing. And then so I posted this. It was like, when you need more. And he sent it to me and goes, this is yesterday. Interesting take. I do think the memes circulating are hilarious though. And I go,
because that turned into a trending meme.
Yeah. And I go, at least you're a good sport about it.
Well,
And
that's
then
good.
all this happened like 2 hours later.
Maybe you should have followed up and been like, are you okay?
Press 1 if you are well.
Oh my gosh. So that post by, like, I love Chef Rachel, but because she's standing up for herself, she's even said, like, fuck BravoCon. I'm done with Bravo. Like, she doesn't even want to have anything to do with Bravo. She basically outed them and we're like, screw this. And posted the messages between, I don't know who it was, PR or production or somebody,
Yeah.
whoever was the middleman between her and Austen. She posted those messages and she called him a cokehead. And
Apparently, like, that person was reaching out to accounts who were reposting the messages because they said cokehead. Like, because I noticed that I had posted a lot of it in my stories and then they were gone. And I was like, what the fuck? So I
they
was like,
reported it.
I was asking people, I was like, wait, you had like, why'd you take it down? And like a few people were saying that Bravo like had reached out and were like, you need to take this down because of like the drug allegation. But then I think so many people were posting it, it kind of became a thing that like it was like a
I have
forest fire.
screenshots.
Like, you couldn't like
Yeah, because people take screenshots. I took a screenshot. Wasn't gonna lose that.
I know. And I'm sorry, there's like more shocking news in this earth than Austen Kroll being a cokehead.
I know, we all knew that.
I don't think anyone read that and was floored and like, couldn't comprehend that that's true. Like, who cares?
I thought it was more shocking that she just posted all that.
She must, I mean, we've all seen her on Below Deck. She definitely goes from like 0 to 100 in
I love
a
it.
second. So like, I wonder, I bet you like the tiniest thing happened and she was like, like, I'm posting all of
My
that.
cooter.
Eat my cooter. I wish. And then he's like, really, Rachel? But
I know that was funny. I like that part too.
And like, I'm sure he'll like sue me or something, but like, this is how you know he's a dick and that like nobody likes him. Because
You can't get sued for that.
he'll find a way. But like, just he's like an awful human being. And then like that whole thing with Kate was circulating, how they like met on Watch What Happens Live. And he was like, oh, like, who are you?
Oh, Kate Chastain.
Yeah, and being like a dick. And it's just like, oh my God, even the people like your peers don't like you.
That was at the first BravoCon, I think.
Yeah. And it's just like, you're not a good human being. And like any people who weren't sure and like thought maybe it was all editing or all an act, like he's the dick.
So this week they talked about his sister that passed away, and I remembered that from his first season, and that's why like I always felt so bad for him. Like that is such an awful tragedy, and like I'm sure that affects you in your life as an adult. But then like he does these things and I'm just like, I can't. It's like very hard to
Well,
be
it's like people have
he's
shit.
not that bad.
Right. Like, I mean, people have tragedy, like more people than don't probably. Like it happens. And I feel like it's just never an excuse.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even try and use it as an excuse. Like I think that happened so long ago. Like he was like only like 8 or something.
I mean, I can't
like, yeah, that's awful. But
I think he just needs to grow up. I think he's in this, like, he's got that Peter Pan syndrome going on. And
he's like the new Shep.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. He's like following in Shep's footsteps, what do you think about Shep and Taylor?
Oh my God. I'm actually really happy for her that she did not let this drag on for like years and years and years and got out when she did. But then I saw her story today because I watched Southern Charm this morning, and she like someone posted about their matching like lemon outfits that they were wearing.
That was kind of cute.
But she was like, we love like whoever the designer was. And like, And I was like, wait, like we as in you and Shep, or
Oh, I hope she didn't mean it like that.
you know.
Sometimes I say we when I'm really just talking about me.
I'm like, please don't like him again.
Oh man.
I liked watching him with his nieces though. I thought that was really sweet.
I know, and I don't get it. Like he has Craig, his dog, and I think it's hilarious that he named his dog after Craig.
I
Which
know.
it does say something. Like I know it was like a dig at Craig, and he was kind of like, teasing Craig about it. But like I think it actually is more sentimental to him than he wants to, admit. So like,
No, I thought it was really, he was getting like teary-eyed with he was like, Craig's like my baby, like to little girls.
yeah,
I thought they were so cute.
they were cute. But why doesn't he just like, obviously he has that in him, like this nurturing side. So what is his issue? And how
I
old
guess
is he
there's
now?
like taking them out to ice cream and then like raising them.
That, you know what? I do give him a little bit of credit for acknowledging how selfish he probably is, and that it would be too much for him
And at
because
the same time, it's like with Taylor, it's like, wake the fuck up. He's probably been telling you this since day one.
all the signs are there. He wouldn't even answer her when she was like, if I did get pregnant, would you be there? And he's like, where am I going? It's like, oh my God.
Just like thinking of where he can go.
She literally, it's like, where can I go?
When they high-fived and she was like, are you high-fiving like my misery? Like,
oh man, Shep.
yeah, pretty much.
I mean, and then he's like clearly talking to other females at the bar last week. It's just like, I don't know. I've been on this roller coaster with Shep. Sometimes I'm like, ugh. And then other times I think, oh, he's actually kind of smart. And then he does something that turns me around.
I think he's definitely like very smart.
Yeah, he's smart.
But he's also like an idiot. Like he's scholarly smart and like smart, but he's not like life smart.
Practical smart. Like he doesn't put his knowledge into practice in any kind of beneficial way towards anyone other than himself, pretty much. So what do you think about Atlanta so far?
I actually really like it.
Yeah. What do you like the most? What do you think about Marlo?
I think that I was excited from her that she was getting a peach in the beginning. Like I was like, oh, she's been on it for so long. She's like never gotten this full-time role. And like, I think she earned it. But now that she has it, it's like, I think she's trying too hard.
I think so a little bit too. Like so apparently on this week's episode, they're on Marlo's trip. Marlo's trying to tell Kenya she can't participate if she's not staying at the house. You see Kenya running like at 9:04 a.m. Like, hi, I'm here.
Out of hell.
Just so funny. And then Marlo tried to like not let Kenya go, but then production wouldn't leave without Kenya. And that's why they were sitting in the driveway for like 2 hours or whatever. And then Marlo finally caved, I think. They must have said, like, listen, we're not going without Kenya or whatever. What do you think?
Right. I mean, she was like sitting in the car refusing to get out. Kenya was like, she's there. And it was just so stupid. And the thing is, if like there were people disagreeing with me a lot, like on my stories about this, but like if I was Kenya, the way that Marlo was saying to her, like, we need to talk before they left was like really aggressive, I thought. Like she wasn't like, hey, look, we just need to have a chat, like we cordial. She was like, I need to talk to you. Like, and Kenya was like, I'm not talking to you if that's like your tone.
Right.
And I was like, I would do like the same thing. And then a lot of people were like, oh, she like Kenya's so condescending. She's so this, she thinks she's like better than her. Like, but I'm like, I wouldn't talk to someone either if they were like, Jen, come here. Like,
I'm picturing you like in Kenya's spot right now, just like, nope.
Like, no,
I don't like your tone.
And also now that like I know what they were doing for this outing, I would have just gotten out of the car and left. Then go like clean rocks with like
Fun. I was like, can we just go gem mining? Like I would like
maybe
it.
if they actually went mining, but they were just
I know it was weird.
off. It was like
it reminded me of like when I do activities with my kids and I like make a big story around it, but really it's just like
something
Q-tips and cotton balls. Like,
and like the guy who worked there was like Tamara's son. It was like a Ryan clone.
oh my gosh. That was when Kenya took the sign, right?
That was
That
really
guy?
funny.
Oh my God, that was good. I like that.
That guy wanted them gone so bad.
I know. I loved it.
And then like, the activity was so stupid.
What do you think about Drew versus Fatum?
So I don't even really understand why Fatum is it Fatum? Fatum? I don't even know.
I
Like
think it's Fatum.
is so upset. I really don't understand.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know either. She came in hot.
but like the whole thing started because she was talking about Drew's husband being gay. So naturally like Drew reacted to that. And I don't even really like Drew. So for me to be like sticking up for her right now that means something.
Yeah.
And like like Drew breathes wrong. And Fatum's like like
It's
she's
so weird.
out of her fucking mind.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like she like ran a background check, right? Or what'd she do?
Like something like that. But it's
That's
like
in like a Meredith Marks, I think. She like hired someone.
but I just feel like she's set off by nothing. Like Drew's like, hey y'all. Fatum's like, I hate you. You're like, but I also think she's trying to get airtime. She wants to be in on the drama. She wants to have like a peach.
Yeah, that's what I'm sensing most is that she just wants airtime.
But like with the barking and the dog bone.
Oh my gosh. It's like when it gets to somebody barking, like this has gotten to a different level. We need to like get out of this.
She like plans these stupid comebacks. Like remember when she brought her headshot to like dinner last year?
She loves a prop. She loves a prop.
And like had the dog bone and they're like, do you even have a dog? Like you went out and bought this dog bone.
I know.
For this moment. And like
she really did.
And she executes it like it's the best fucking comeback ever. And that like it's a mic drop moment and everyone's just like, there's a dog bone on the floor now. Like
yeah, it's just like it says more about her. It's a little more cringy.
It's like the Jill Zarin coming into Ultimate Girls Trip and like totally failing with that line from Scary Island.
Oh my gosh, what do you think about Brandy possibly coming back? Or is she confirmed to come back? I feel like that's a rumor or something.
And I remember like Andy was saying on Watch What Happens Live, like he was like, these rumors like are so ridiculous. Unless we say it, it's not true. But she's been on Watch What Happens Live twice in the past like couple weeks.
Yeah, I think they should bring her back. I think she's fucking hilarious.
I did too. And I actually felt bad for her watching Ultimate Girls Trip.
Which part?
Like how Taylor was attacking her about like the Adrian thing. Like they definitely all are so easily worked up by her.
Yeah.
Like if someone else said, shut the fuck up, bitch, they were like, ah, but if she said it, they were like, you can't. Like,
yeah.
She's a little over the top though, like trying to hook up with all of them.
Yeah. Well, it was weird. Brandy and Taylor made out on the last night. I was like, what is happening?
Needed to see that. But imagine her back on the show and going like head to head with Rinna or like Erika.
I would love it. I would love it.
Things like because Brandy has these low blows. Like she would go after she'd be like, I didn't fuck over widows and orphans, you dumb like criminal, like
pretty ugly mess. Like she would say,
or like, how do you afford that? You have no money. Oh, like, where are your earrings? You had to give them back. Like she would say shit.
yes. Oh my God, I would love it. I
Same
hope
to Rinna, like she'd probably say like Harry Hamlin's gay or like
oh my God, it'd be so good. So there's also Kathy Hilton gave out her phone number on Twitter this week, which is hilarious because Kyle can't even get a hold of her, but randoms on Twitter were posting screenshots of them FaceTiming with Kathy Hilton after she
like left
posted her
people's
phone.
voicemails that like from
Yeah.
calls she missed. Like
so crazy. But I did hear that Kim and Kathy might be in next season and Kyle might be out. Have you heard that?
I heard the thing about Kim, but then like I saw Kim like on a red carpet or something recently, and she was like,
Yeah.
I never want to go back to that. Like, I think for her mental health, she probably shouldn't, but I would love for her to come back because who doesn't love Kim Richards?
Yeah, I would like to see it. I want to know your thoughts. What's that?
Like her and Rinna again.
I never watched the old days, but because I got triggered early on, like in season 1, and then I tried watching season 1 recently, and Kyle triggered me because like when she said they were on like some trip, her and Mauricio, and she's like, we got to get back to the kids. We got to get back to the kids. He's like, why can't we just stay an extra day? And she's like, no. And I was just like so triggered by her. I was like, what is wrong with you?
So annoying.
So I see Kyle in a totally different way now, but I love, the scene that obviously there's like iconic scenes of Kim Richards and fighting with like Brandy and stuff like that. So I think bringing Kim back and Brandy would be amazing. And I wouldn't mind if Kyle was out, but what I want to know your thoughts on Diana's husband, Asher.
Every
Or
single
do we
time.
call him a husband or a suspend? Because I feel like he's a little suspect.
He is like every time we see him in like the first scene, I always think he's like an assistant or like a caterer or something until they show his name at the bottom. And then I'm like, oh wait, that is like that's her husband. The first episode when he came into the restaurant with her holding that huge bottle.
Yeah.
In episode 1,
I was like her.
Thought he was like a champagne.
Uber.
Yeah. Like, and when he was singing, like I feel a lot of people have said this, like this is why she's on the show. They're launching Asher's career.
Yeah, no, that's why he's so like he's got this like very outgoing personality and very like
video I posted on my story of him. Like this was like his music video.
To awaken the conscience in the enchanted garden.
Stop it.
Like I don't think he enjoys sex with women. I do.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say.
I'll say it.
Is this like a reverse like sugar mama? Like
I think it could be. And like I think she just wants like maybe a fun person to shop with and hang out with, and he wants to launch this like probably never gonna happen music career. And like he was good. I didn't understand why anyone was crying over it, but
yeah, I didn't think he was good actually, but I mean he wasn't terrible, but I didn't think he was like amazing. And then
like
Erika,
tears.
yeah, what the hell was with the tears? I was more like in line with Erika.
Erika,
like, liven this shit up. I thought it was hilarious.
That might be my new favorite moment of Bravo ever.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that is big. That's
just like the
bold.
cringe level, everyone's faces around her, the Asher's face.
Them competing.
And like she's not even just singing, she's like hit the high note. Like,
oh my god.
And then you're listening to her sing and you're like, how the fuck were you on Broadway?
I know. Oh, Erika.
Like how did you perform in front of people.
Are you up to date on Dubai? Did you
I
watch Caroline and Sergio's wedding?
I did.
What did you think?
I think she's like the funniest person. Like she just reminds me of me in that like I don't have a lot of emotion like that. Like she was like, yeah, I'm happier than like I thought I would be.
Her wedding vows were making me laugh because it almost was like, what did she say? It was like what you said, I think. She was like, I never thought I
would be like
in love with you or something, like something crazy for your wedding vow.
Like I've been dreading this day, but I'm actually like enjoying it somewhat. Like
exactly. It was like, what?
Sergio's like sobbing the whole time.
And then I thought she was gonna say something like come around and be like, say something amazing about him, but she just ended it with that.
I know, she like zero fucks, does not care.
Okay, so I don't really care about Sergio really, but he pissed me off so bad when he so nonchalantly and casually was like, oh, I told her if she, halfway through the pregnancy, if she doesn't like it, then we can put the baby in somebody else. And I was like, I want to fucking just riot, because imagine he's a grown man. Okay. And yes, he's in Dubai. So like, we can't say, I'm just thinking like of where our country is right now, like women losing their rights. And you got grown men in this world who don't even know the basics of reproduction, and that like they think that you could just put a baby in someone else. That right there. And they were even, the other females were like, no, there's like preeclampsia, risk for death. And he's just like, and
PD.
I was just like, this is why men should never have a say over women's bodies. Right. Like, you don't even know the basic shit. Like, no. Oh,
and Caroline so clearly does not want to have this baby.
I know. It's so weird.
Like, she's like, have fun raising it. It's yours.
I'll just give it to you. Yeah.
Enjoy. Here you go.
Like, I'm confused about this whole thing because they're acting like super delusional, and she's obviously old enough to understand like what it really means to have a baby, and he's clearly an idiot. So it's like, I almost feel like she's like leading him on.
Oh no, totally. Like, she has like 3 grown kids. She's done. They're like independent now. They don't need constant care. Right. Like, she's done raising children.
Yeah. So it's like so bizarre to me that no one's like, hello.
I'm off to boarding school with the other Caroline's kid.
And how old is she? Like, I'm 40 and I have a ton of kids, and I can't imagine getting pregnant again at this age. Not because like women can't do it, like sure our bodies can allow us to it, but it's more like I'm tired. My oldest is going to be 13, and the energy that I had back then was still not that great, but like it's way worse now, and I can't imagine having any more. Like, my youngest is 2, and that's enough work. I'm exhausted.
It's like, imagine starting over. Like, if your youngest was like 11 and you're like done with that whole phase of like body training, like all that, like
it's so bizarre. I don't understand why.
And like, I get it. Sergio's young, he doesn't have his own children, but
she's like really thinks she can carry it. And then also, he didn't know that like you can get her egg and still have a baby with your genetics and have a surrogate. He thought a surrogate meant that like he would be having a baby with this other woman. And like, that's the kind of shit that I can't believe Caroline's just like smiling about it. She's just like, he's cute.
She's like such a moron. She probably just thinks that like he'll forget he wants a baby. because he's so stupid. He's lucky he's hot. That's like really all he has going is that he's like hot and like a nice person, but he's a dingbat.
I know. It's gonna be so weird to watch this unfold, but what did you think about Brooks? I know we talked about her going on a date with Jason, but I'm like scared of her.
She is like losing her goddamn mind.
I don't know what's happening.
With like, because Sarah said she needs to like put her kid to sleep, or not like death wise, like in bed at night.
Just to be clear,
I just realized how bad that's. Put the damn kid
down.
But like she meant you need to be like a more hands-on mom, because she like yelled at the son, kind of like go upstairs. Like
she yelled at her best friend in front of everyone, which was super awkward. It felt like watching a couple argue or something, and you're just like,
I know. And like I understand, like I don't have kids, and I'm sure if I was a mom, I would not appreciate somebody telling me how to raise my kids, but at the same time, they're friends, and this happened right in front of her, and she was just like,
yeah. I mean, I can see Sarah does say things sometimes that give off this vibe of like, I'm better than you, or I know more than you, or like, let me give you advice because I'm up here, you're down here. Like she's kind of got a Kelly Ben Simone thing going on.
Oh yeah.
But I still adore Sarah. I think she's amazing.
Is like the most stunning housewife I think ever.
So stunning,
like,
gorgeous. Also, if you message her, she responds, she always leaves a voice message. Her voice is like,
oh my God,
crack.
Maybe I'll slide in her DMs.
Yeah, she's super nice. But I don't know. I mean, I thought it was funny though that Sarah wasn't just like, I'm sorry, I hurt your feelings. It wasn't my intention. I will try to do better going forward. Like to me, that seems like the normal thing. Yeah, like the right thing to do. But instead she like doubled down, was like, no, group text this shit. Like, no, I did not say this. Like she just kept going with it. And even still, I don't think she has apologized or validated Brooks's feelings, which makes me, I don't know. I do feel for Brooks because she's like obviously distressed, and Sarah's just like, no.
You bad. I'm right.
Yeah, I don't know. She was talking to her mom at the end of the episode about being in a really dangerous place. So I feel like she was or she might have said she was in an abusive relationship, but like, I don't know. I'm surprised they haven't said anything about it yet. Like they're just leaving us guessing. Like, why is this woman crazy right now? Please inform us of the backstory.
I have a really hard time focusing on the drama in that show. It's
not that great.
Like I just like I feel like I have to rewatch it like 500 times.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching mostly for the opulence. Like I'm just obsessed with Dubai and how everything is just, I mean, $1,200 ice cubes. Hell fucking yeah. Give that to me. That's my new standard. But as far as like the drama and the characters, I think Chanel Ayan, I know some people think like it's over the top, but I fucking love it. I think her character, everything, the way she is, she's super camp. Like I just love it. And it's entertaining to me. Caroline Stanbury, we were expecting Ladies of London Caroline, and she's totally different. So it's interesting to watch, but it's also like a little bit disappointing at sometimes because I'm like, this is not how the Caroline I know would handle this situation. So
I feel like she's just there because we knew her and that was going to be the draw. Like they probably gave
like an easy check for her. I feel like
they probably gave her like a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
To kind of be like the face of it. And people are like, oh, we love Caroline. We'll watch it. And then I don't know. It's just, I have a hard time staying focused when it's on.
I really like the ladies. I mean, there isn't that much going on, but again, I just love the opulence. So I'm going to stay tuned. And I do think that I forgot who I was talking about with this, but if you look at the Housewives franchises, it's all centered around their location, right? So really, when it comes down to a franchise, you need to center it around what that city represents, right? Or like have some kind of like not a theme, but like, like play up the location you're in, because the women come and go, right? Like people are getting switched out. It's like having a baseball team. Like the roster switches every year.
Yeah.
So you have to, but the thing that stays consistent throughout is the location that they're in. So they need to like figure out what is the hook of each franchise in each city and just stick with that, so that you don't have these situations like Dallas that completely like fall apart. And I feel like Dubai is starting strong with, it might not be the most exciting franchise, but I think it's the most interesting to look at, because it's really showing us this new and upcoming city that's still only 50 years old, which is very young. So I think it's cool.
My sister's boyfriend's family lives in Dubai and she's gone like 3 times. So I text him all the time during the show and I'm like, is this true? Like, do they really do this? And he like, and remember like one of them, I think it was Sarah actually said, or like Nina, that there was like a panther loose in their neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I asked him about that and he was like, yeah, it turned out just to be like someone's domestic black cat that was just like larger. He was
Really
like,
big.
he was like, there aren't panthers in Dubai. He was like, we're in the desert, not the jungle.
One thing that I was really surprised about is when they were talking about the surrogacy option for Caroline and Sergio, and they said that it's illegal for a woman to have a baby if she is not married.
Right. It's crazy.
Like, can you imagine how many of us would be in jail in the US?
My God, so many of us. And like, it's funny because my sister, when she goes, I've asked her, I'm like, do you feel like weird being like a white woman there and like you're not from there?
Yeah.
And she said not in Dubai, but they like one day went to one of like the neighboring cities and did like a whole like ATV kind of excursion.
Yeah.
She said like once you leave Dubai and you're just like in the Emirates,
Yeah.
she was like, you definitely feel like different. Like I had to have like my shoulders covered, even though it was 100 billion degrees out. Like
I would not be able to make it out there. I don't
like,
think I'm sweating all the time.
Oh my God, I know. I'm sitting here sweating to death, like in a tank top and shorts.
I have to have a fan with me because I'm always sweaty,
I
but
use my work computer.
well, Jen, thank you so much for being here today. It's always a pleasure to have you, and you're always welcome here. Everyone who's listening, make sure you go check out Blocked by Jax on Etsy. She has some really hilarious merch that's very on brand. I love it. So make sure you go check that out, and we'll catch you all on the flip side. I don't know if anyone remembers, but a couple weeks ago, I told the story of my daughter stealing a Delta 8 vape pen out of my room. And so I, obviously that was a big issue for me. So part of her discipline, we went to therapy twice together. She didn't have her phone and she had to write all these reflection papers and, to talk about why it's not right to lie, steal, or break the law. And also part of her discipline was I told her she had to do a podcast episode on basically the same as what her reflection sheets were, her reflection writings. And we worked on this for like the entire month that she was here, because we have a blended family and she's now with her father for the month of August. But by the end of it, I compromised, because in my head, the, tiger mom overachiever in me was like, I want a full podcast episode with full intro, conclusion, full production, pretty much. Figure it out. I don't know. But what we settled on is I wrote like 3 sentences that she had to read. So, talking about, safety and things like that. So I'm going to include that audio on the end of this episode if anyone's interested. I just wanted to maintain my integrity and keep my word. Please make sure to subscribe, follow, like, and leave a review. We are releasing 1 episode weekly for season 3. Anyone who leaves a review and sends a screenshot to bravoandblaze@gmail.com before the season finale will be entered into a giveaway where the winner will be announced on the finale episode. 1 winner will receive some Bravo and Blaze merch, and along with a special shout out and a smoke sesh with yours truly. So stay lit, fam.
Cannabis is a natural plant with little to zero negative side effects. However, cannabis should only be consumed if recommended by a doctor or if you are of legal age. Always check your local laws for guidance on legal consumption. Responsible and safe consumption is extremely important.